What should you actually do after no contact? You held your position, stayed quiet, and allowed her to feel what your absence is like. But now, you're entering the most crucial stage. If this part isn't handled the right way, all the effort you've invested could easily work against you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the precise steps that will make her start pursuing you, reignite the attraction she once felt, and strengthen your image as the kind of high-value man she can't ignore. Stay with me until the end, because this might be the game changer you've been waiting for. Section 1. Why no contact is only the beginning. No contact should never be seen as the final step. In reality, it's simply the opening move in a larger strategy. Think of it like resetting a chessboard before the next round begins. By pulling back, you've created space that forces her to notice your absence and reflect on it. But here's the crucial point. What you do after this phase determines whether she begins chasing you or simply continues moving on. A lot of men believe that going no contact is the whole strategy, when in fact it's just a tool. Without the correct follow-up actions, the effect eventually fades away. Picture this. During the no-contact period, she likely experienced a range of emotions. At first, your silence might have made her feel powerful, almost like she had won the situation. But as more time passes, uncertainty begins to creep in. She starts wondering if you might truly be gone for good. That single thought can make her think about you even more. However, if you break the silence in a way that seems needy or desperate, you erase all of that progress. This is exactly why your next move carries so much weight. It can either reinforce the image of you as a high-value man or completely destroy the perception you worked to build. Remember, no contact gives her the opportunity to experience life without you in it. It plants a seed of curiosity. What you do afterward is what nurtures that seed and allows it to grow. This isn't about manipulating anyone or playing childish games. It's about reinforcing your value and demonstrating that your absence wasn't an emotional reaction, it was a conscious decision. A man who truly understands his worth always moves with intention, and now it's time to carry out that plan. Section 2. Observe her first moves. The period immediately after no contact is extremely important because her behavior will start revealing what she truly intends. Focus carefully on what she does, not just what she says. Does she suddenly send you a message out of nowhere? Does she start liking your social media posts or sharing things that feel like they're meant for you to see? These are all signals, but here's the key. Don't rush to conclusions. Take your time and analyze the situation calmly. For example, if she sends a simple message like, "Hey," it might appear meaningless on the surface, but often it's a small test. She's checking to see how you'll react. Will you respond instantly, or have you genuinely moved forward? This is where patience becomes your greatest strength. When you don't react immediately, you communicate that you're not easily pulled back in. High-value men don't rush into reactions. They evaluate the situation first. Even her silence can tell you something. If she doesn't reach out, it doesn't automatically mean she's forgotten about you. Sometimes women mirror your behavior to see who will break first. She could be waiting for you to make the first move. Instead of panicking, use that time to continue focusing on yourself. Stay calm and strategic. Her early actions are often just the surface layer of what's really going on in her mind. Section 3. Reignite the attraction. Once communication starts opening again, your next objective is to gently reignite the spark between you. This doesn't require dramatic gestures or overly long messages. In fact, simplicity works best here. Your goal is to remind her of the qualities that attracted you in the beginning, but in a way that feels natural and effortless. Start with a response that feels calm and confident. If she reaches out with something like, "Hey, it's been a while, how have you been?" you might reply with something simple, such as, "I've been doing well, keeping busy, how about you?" That kind of response works well because it shows you're open to conversation without appearing overly eager. Avoid bringing up heavy discussions or revisiting the past too quickly. Keep the mood relaxed, playful, and slightly intriguing. You want her to feel comfortable talking with you again without feeling pressure. Here's where many men make a mistake. They try to immediately return to the exact dynamic that existed before no contact. That approach rarely works. Instead, show her that you've grown. Maybe you started a new hobby, achieved a personal milestone, or made improvements in your lifestyle. Let her gradually notice that you've changed. That sense of growth is what reignites attraction and makes her see you in a completely different light. Section 4. Build curiosity. Curiosity is an incredibly powerful emotion, and at this stage it becomes one of your greatest allies. The less she fully understands about what you've been doing, the more she'll want to discover. But this doesn't mean disappearing again. It simply means being selective about what you reveal. For instance, you might post a photo of yourself hiking, attending an event, or working on a new project. Small glimpses like these signal that your life is active and fulfilling even without her. But moderation is important. Posting too often or making it obvious that you're trying to get her attention can easily backfire. The objective is to spark interest, not to seek validation. Curiosity should also exist within your conversations. When she asks what you've been doing lately, don't immediately reveal everything. Share just enough to keep her interested. If she says, "So what have you been up to lately?" you might reply with something like, "A lot of interesting things, actually. I'll tell you about it sometime." That kind of right reply leaves space for her imagination. The more mystery you leave, the more effort she'll invest in discovering what's happening in your world. By following these steps, you place yourself in a strong position. She begins chasing your attention, attraction slowly reignites, and curiosity keeps pulling her back. Stay calm, show your growth, and let intrigue do the work. Section 5. Maintain emotional balance. Reconnecting after no contact can feel exciting, and that excitement often causes men to make mistakes. They suddenly become too available, which erases the progress they made. To prevent that, keep your emotional state balanced. Don't allow her reactions to control your feelings or your responses. Whether she seems enthusiastic or distant, your behavior should remain consistent. This emotional stability communicates confidence and sets the standard for how the relationship will function moving forward. She begins to see you as grounded, self-assured, and capable of handling difficult moments without losing control. That's a rare trait and one that's hard to resist. Section 6. Let her prove her value. No contact did its job, but the process doesn't end there. When she comes back into your life, the biggest mistake men make is immediately placing her back on a pedestal. This time, the dynamic needs to change. Now it's her turn to demonstrate her value. Healthy relationships work best when both people invest equally. After no contact, the balance often shifts slightly in your favor. She has felt your absence, missed your presence, and perhaps questioned her own decisions. This is the moment to ensure she understands your worth. How do you accomplish that? In subtle but deliberate ways. When she texts or calls, respond, but don't appear overly available. If she suggests meeting, don't instantly agree. You might say something like, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you." This isn't about dismissing her. It simply communicates that your time is valuable. Pay attention to her actions. Is she putting effort into reconnecting? Is she showing respect for your time and energy? If she isn't, don't hesitate to step back again. You've already shown that you're capable of walking away, and that's what makes you difficult to replace. Let her understand that being with you isn't automatic. It's something that must be earned. Section 7. Become the man she can't replace. Walking away wasn't only about creating distance, it also gave you the space to grow. Now it's time to reveal that growth. Women are naturally drawn to men who have direction, purpose, and independence. These qualities make you memorable and ensure that no one else can easily fill the role you once had in her life. Ask yourself honestly, what improvements did you make during the no-contact period? Maybe you focused on your fitness, advanced in your career, or explored new interests. These changes weren't meant solely for her. They were for you. But when she sees the upgraded version of you, it creates a powerful realization. Losing you would mean losing something rare. You don't need to brag about your progress. Subtlety works far better. Casually mention a project you're working on or reference something you recently accomplished. This communicates that you're constantly evolving and not stuck in the past. That kind of energy is magnetic.
It also touches on one of her deepest fears, the fear of losing someone who cannot be replaced. By focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally reinforce the idea that you're unique. Section 8. Stay in control of your emotions. Reconnecting after no contact can feel like walking through an emotional minefield. When she finally reaches out, excitement can surge through you. This is exactly where many men lose their composure. They allow their emotions to guide their actions. If you want to maintain the balance of power, you must remain calm and controlled. Imagine she sends you a message after weeks of silence. Your instinct might be to reply instantly and express everything you've been holding in. Instead, pause for a moment. Think about what kind of response aligns with your long-term intentions. Remember, the goal isn't simply getting her back, it's creating a relationship dynamic built on respect and emotional balance.